What's up, everybody? What's cracking lacking with the booty smacking? It's the one and only, your favorite photographer, Notorious One, broadcasting to you live and direct here at the AC headquarters in North Hollywood, California. Today is November the 9th, everybody, and today I don't have Don't Boy Tony. You know, if you guys paid attention to yesterday's podcast, my boy's out there, you know, on a hot date, bumping some Rafi Pagan, putting in work. So everybody, man, you know, let him do his thing, you know. But we are back with another phenomenal show. This is What's the Word, in case you don't know. And I want to go ahead and thank the homegirl Nydia and my boy Boo Boo. And you know, because today is Thursday, technically the 100 Block podcast is on today, but you know, he blessed me with the opportunity to go ahead and take the day. So Boo Boo, appreciate you. And I want to clear up a rumor, everybody. Boo Boo is alive, man. He's alive, you know. So he's, you know, thank God my boy is nice and healthy. But the reason that yesterday I went ahead and what I was trying to tell you guys, about a fundraiser. Unfortunately, something happened with, you know, my homies. Somebody ended up passing away. So right now what they're doing to gather up money, they go ahead and they're making pozole, carnitas, micheladas, aguachiles, you name it, you know. They're gonna go ahead and pretty much they're doing the fundraiser, but his name happens to be Boo Boo as well. So that's the reason why I said it. But you know, in case, you know, Saturday, November 11th at 12 p.m. 957 South Woods Ave in Los Angeles, California, 90022. That's the address in case you guys want to stop by, show some love. But to clear the rumors, my boy Boo Boo is alive. So what up, big bro? Man, hope all is well. But today, I got another banger for you guys, man. I found out about this dude from my boy Phyllis One. So shout out to Phyllis One. And I seen this dude, man. And I mean, right off the bat, you know, I was a big fan of his music. You know, I like the way he carried himself. And I mean, this dude is big on social media. So it's only right that, you know, we had to bring him to the show on What's the Word and get to know him a little bit. So everybody, man, I want Whittier, California to stand up, baby, because today we got somebody, you know, from your city here in the house. Everybody, man, I want to go ahead and introduce you guys to my boy D Romeo.
Yes, D Romeo.
What's up, D Romeo, man? How you feeling today, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good, just maintaining, and I made it through another day. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, and that's all that matters, bro. But
Yes,
you know, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're right here, big, chilling with me.
Exactly.
And you know, I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, appreciate you for having me.
Most definitely, man. How was work, bro? Everything smooth?
Yeah, another day. You know, just wake up. It's hard to wake up, but you wake up, and then you kind of get going. You start getting the gears moving, and then slowly gets a little easier. And then you make it home, and it's another day.
Most definitely, and that's something to be very grateful for because, man, a man got crushed to death by a robot that mistook him for a box of vegetables just the other day, I guess, at some company. So just imagine that, man. You going to work, putting in work, and all of a sudden you get killed by a robot. Imagine how.
What was that? Like in a warehouse or something?
Yeah, in the warehouse, man.
Yeah.
So again, you know, like sometimes it's true, you know, like, you know, going back to work, you know, like, I mean, there's a lot of rules out there, you know, and sometimes, you know, you kind of like look past the rules and you kind of like try to, you know, do a little shortcuts, but sometimes it's better off to be safe, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's for real. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know, that's real unfortunate. I didn't even know about that. I can only imagine if it was like an instant death too. It's just, or if it was slow, how it goes. I always think about death in that aspect, you know.
Yeah, nah, for sure, man. And you know, looking at the comments, it said, "Why these fools tripping on Jenny 69s?" Hey, I feel the same way, man. I really don't know what's going on. They're giving her a hard time, but D Romeo, you know. So I want to ask you this, right? Let's just say you catch me listening to SPM.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, is your perspective towards me different? Be real, keep it real.
Nah, it's a tough one, man, because when I think of another man or thinking if it's in the wrong, in my opinion, like for myself personally, I go back to like my mind is different. So I think like, let's say prison politics, you know what I'm saying? And I just think like if somebody thinks something's wrong, I like to hear what's coming from your mindset, you know?
Yeah.
And between me and you, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it, but it doesn't change the fact that everybody has their own belief as long as they're standing for what they feel is right.
Yeah.
Now, you know the difference between what's like all the way out and wrong, you know, but when it comes to like another individual in the music industry and stuff like that, it always gets tricky, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just conversations for everybody on a personal level, and you could say something and you could have a whole lot of reality facts behind it, but no matter what, somebody's gonna flip it, you know? Yeah. So it's always just the man-to-man conversation. Me and you could sit up here and talk about how we feel about a whole subject, and we could talk nothing but real stuff, and
Yeah.
somebody's always gonna be in the back seat like, nah. You know, these fools don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
You know.
Absolutely, man. I love the way you wordplay that.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, man, my Chris Hernandez, dude, I don't know. I feel like this dude got a crush on me, man. Every time he's always tripping on me about my glasses. Hey, so what, bro? Stop it. Cut it out. I'm not blind. You know, we good.
The shades,
you know? But anyways, back to that. So yeah, man, something happened. Unfortunately, a lot of people saying that Kilo, Mr. Lean Like a Cholo,
Right.
they said that they set up Jenny 69 because it's unfortunate, but she ended up getting jumped by like 2 girls, right?
2 girls, yeah.
For the simple fact that she was bumping SPM, so they gave her a hard time, and that's just the reason that I asked that,
right. And now that you might know a little more than me, I'm on the late train with the whole Jenny 69 situation.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out myself, kind of, but so what is it, the reason with SPM and the guy who made Lean Like a Cholo was? They say he set her up or something?
Well, right off the bat, SPM, although he's very loved, especially more so in Texas,
Yeah.
You already know the allegations that he has behind him, so right off the bat, a lot of people, obviously they feel as though you can't bump him because of,
Right, understood.
Right,
yeah.
So I mean, pretty much they're giving her a hard time, and at least to my understanding, what happened was, I guess she came for like a music video shoot, or I don't know what happened, but Kilo invited her, and she got pressed right off the bat.
Yeah, and she's the one who felt that it was old boy who set her up, or
no? So she was the one that was actually bumping SPM.
Oh, okay, understood.
And there was 2 other females that they weren't fans of that.
Yeah.
So
those get tricky, man, because again, it comes down to just what's said, what's thrown out there,
Yeah.
What about a random individual that might be coming up in whatever way he is, and then he's listening to someone's music, and it could be a different person who just threw those allegations on him. Hey, that person he's listening to, he's no good.
Right.
And then what if someone hears it, catch wind of that, and they're with the business, and then they go act on old boy, but it was just what was said, So it always gets tricky. It's always one of those things,
Yeah,
it's just...
It's creating a huge wave, and she came out crying yesterday, but don't worry, everybody. I already hit her up on the DM, told her she was a shoulder. Tap in with your boy Notorious. But speaking of beautiful women, man, I don't know if you know, but Lena the Plug, which is Adam's 22 wife, she has this reality show, bro. And what you think about joining? Would you do that?
Nah. Reality show?
Yeah.
So what's it about?
So at least to my understanding, man, there's gonna be like a group of people, right? A group of men, and she's gonna have multiple dates with them, and if all goes well, they're gonna be the ones to clap cheeks.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Man, I can't join, man.
Nah.
The reason why is I'm in my head a lot. I deal with a lot of stuff when it comes to like I'm already finding out how to be the better man when it comes to like comments and negative and all that other stuff,
Right.
If I jump on that train, I'm gonna be going crazy, insane, when it comes to the backlash and what's going on being the loop in every way. So I'd rather just kind of, I'm in the shadows, bro. I'm in the shadows. I like to spectate and see what's going on, and the less problems I can cause for myself, I'll execute them,
Yeah, man.
But I mean, that, temptation is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
But as they say though, everything that glitters ain't gold, bro.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but it's just her morals, bro. Like her and Adam's 22 morals is, dude. They on some other stuff to say the least. Yeah, man. So that's that. But I don't know if you heard about this, man. I just had to bring it up. This, to me, it reminds me of some Halloween Jason type stuff. But in Santa Rosa, a Santa Rosa man with a 420 head tattoo arrested for pretty much cutting off his grandma's head and just, pretty much carrying it around with him. Man,
you know what's crazy about those things is it makes me wonder, like, was all this stuff going on back in the day, but because social media wasn't a thing, you didn't know about it, Because the stuff you hear these days, you're like, man, that's out of body right there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so they found out that he just took the lady's head.
Yeah, man. I mean, out of all people, and number one, I mean, right off the bat, whether it's a stranger, bro, that's a cold world, right? But I mean, to do that to your grandmother, like, man, come on, man, like that's grandma. You can't do that to grandma.
It gotta be the drugs, bro.
So, hey, I don't know what demons he's fighting. I don't know what he's going through.
It gotta be something that made him
Man, my boy
That's crazy.
definitely need to take his ass to church.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? But on October 12th, man, 2023, you pretty much dropped your debut album, Ventilation, right?
Yep.
Before we get into details with that, I want everybody to get to know D Romeo. So,
Right.
as far as where were you born and raised?
I was born in West Covina actually, but I asked my mother to this day how come I was born in the city of West Covina because I didn't really find myself residing there much, or kind of being in that area much. But I guess that's just where it happened. But I bounced around a lot, cities. My dad, my father, he's from the city of Compton, but he's actually was born in Argentina. My
Oh,
family
okay.
is all from Argentina on that side. As far as moving around out of state and stuff like that for personal reasons, family reasons, my hometown is Whittier. That's where I grew up, the city of Whittier. And yeah, man, I come from that city, typical childhood of a struggle, and just in and out of school, bouncing from different schools because we're moving locations, and then just personal struggles with the fam. I had my father, he's gone. He's been in federal prison since I was 8 years old.
Right.
He's out the picture, and
Yeah.
my mother was in and out of jail. She was incarcerated, so foster care came involved.
So let's slow it down a
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
real
yeah,
quick, man.
yeah,
So
yeah.
before anything, talk to me about them Argentina roots.
Yeah.
How deep are those roots? Is that something that you're very proud of? Is that something that you represent a lot?
Yeah, I take pride in it. But what's funny is before people like I go to work and I work in the construction, and to keep the story short, in work there's a lot of Spanish, a lot of paisas and just fluent Spanish. And they find out that I'm an Argentino, and
Okay.
and I don't know a lot of good Spanish. So
Right.
once I start speaking with them and they speak with me in Spanish, I'm broken Spanish, and they're like, what is that? Like, no sabo kid, they say,
Yeah.
or they call me a güero.
Yeah.
But as far as the pride I take in Argentina, I take a lot of pride in it, man. And I even take pride in it so much that I got my little girl who's 8 years old. When she's done with her homework, I got her watching YouTube videos on the history of our country,
Okay. Okay.
And I
Most
feel like it's
definitely.
good for her. And I tell her to give me a fun fact that she learned about Argentina just so she knows what's in her roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about go ahead and bless us with a fun fact about Argentina real quick.
Man, it's people say it's the same for Mexicans from Mexico, but one of them too is they stay up really late and they drink a lot and like to party a lot, right? That's just a tradition. But another thing is too is when you give a hug, it's almost like an Italian thing. They always kiss on the cheek with the next person that they're greeting.
It don't matter if it's woman or man.
It doesn't, man.
Okay.
They give, like, if it's a man and a man, usually they generous,
Yeah.
like a hug and then like a lean over with the head sometimes or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, it's mainly I see like my abuela and stuff. It's
Yeah.
more of like that's how they greet each other.
So
But
half from Argentina, half Mexican.
my dad's fully Argentinian and my mom was born here, but her family down the line is from Mexico. So
Okay.
yeah, it's half and half.
So we have a young D Romeo. What's the household looking like? Is mom's there? Is dad's there? Explain to us, paint us a picture how it is at the Pat.
Let's go back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Man, my mom was doing what she could for a long time. She did the best, man, that she could. It was real unstable. I would say foster care, like I had told you. My foster caregiver was my best friend. It's my road dog, his mother. You know what I'm saying? She took me in. The household looks like just.
But not to cut you off,
yeah.
but what caused that for you to go to foster care?
My mother being in and out of jail, running the streets, violence and just, gang activity. And that just caused for, I think, a certain case happened and it kind of grew the attention to come about, or somebody had said something, I'm not sure, whatever it was false. And they foster care, what they do is a checkup.
Right.
And when they did the checkup, everything was good. And then
Okay.
come to find out, long story short, I was at a good friend of mine's house, and I get the call that they came again, and they took my little sisters. So I went on the run. I went on the run from the foster care because I know when you're a girl and you have sisters, or and you're a boy, what they do with foster care is they'll put the girls together
Okay.
and the boys together.
Right.
I was on my own, so I wasn't gonna turn myself in.
Yeah.
But my household was a lot of just, man, for me personally, I was kind of running the streets, at like friends' houses and bouncing around.
Yeah.
But my mother did everything that she could to maintain for us.
So are you the oldest sibling?
No, I got two older sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I got two older sisters. I got two younger sisters, and I got a brother in the middle. But I'm
okay.
like in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, man. So okay, and explain to us, how was foster care like? What are some experiences that you went through?
Man, just a whole lot of just not being stable, not being comfortable mentally, because I was on the run for a lot of it. So I went to, a family member's house, and I was kind of hiding out. I was missing a lot of school because of that. I was worried, but just a whole lot of bouncing around and not knowing what's gonna happen as far as they put you in placements, juvenile hall. I went out to Texas, and just a lot of trying to kill time, because once you're like 17, you can emancipate yourself.
Right.
But that led me to prison, man. I went to prison.
Okay, okay. Again,
Yeah.
so obviously foster care starts around elementary,
Yeah.
towards middle school.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this whole time you're still in the city of Whittier, right?
Yep. Yep.
So these are all, you're going to school all in Whittier.
Yeah, I went in Whittier, and then I went to what was it? I went to a ninth grade. Actually, it was supposed to be a freshman year. I went in Texas,
Right.
for a little bit, but I dropped out. I
Yeah.
didn't make it really, my credit wise and stuff. I didn't make it past junior high.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you dropped out of middle school.
It would have. I would try to go to ninth grade, but it was only
Yeah.
2 months in
Right.
Texas, and then I dropped out, so I didn't even have the credits to even maintain that.
Oh, okay. And how was that experience like in Texas?
It was cool, man. I liked it actually. My grandparents from Argentina were out there. That's where I was.
What city is this in Texas?
Austin, Texas is considered. It's like a little city called Cedar Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and out there, what you were looking at, a lot of Latinos, a lot of blacks. So how is it?
Man, out there's was a lot. What was different? There was Latinos, but there was a lot of those light-skinned black women with colored eyes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of those, and then
Shit,
white people.
I would have stood my ass over there. I ain't coming back to LA.
It was that, and it was a lot of white people,
okay.
But there's Latino a lot. You go down to like San Antonio and
Yeah.
and what is it, Houston and all that.
Yeah.
You find a lot more of that. Where I was more of a nicer area.
Okay, because honestly, I mean, I never been to Texas, right? But at least my assumptions, I feel as though it's like Los Angeles, because by the looks of it on Instagram, I mean, there's a lot of Mexicans out there.
Yeah,
but
there
again,
is. Yeah, there is. But one thing I will say is, when I went over there, I clearly made it known that I'm from LA.
Right.
A lot of the women liked it,
Yeah,
but
okay.
you get a lot of hate because they're all about the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay. So real quick though, what are your memories of your father? If
My memories.
Yeah.
Of my father, man, they're like broken. They're broken memories, man. My father was heavily involved in gang activity, So when he went away, I was 8 years old. So I mean, they're like real flash, like it wasn't much. Honestly, it wasn't much, to the point where I asked my mother, like, because people tell me my dad was a real good man. So
Right.
a lot of people tell me, hey, you remind me a lot like your dad, the way you
Yeah.
carry yourself. But it's like, I asked my mother, like, I was my dad, I was my pops, because
Yeah.
people keep saying that I'm a reflection, and it's like, I even went the same route almost until I had to, switch lanes,
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as remembering him, man, it's kind of, it's hard to say I remember a lot about him,
Right.
It's I don't remember much.
And where's your father now?
He's in federal prison still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in federal prison. Last I remember, they had him housed in somewhere in Florida.
Florida.
Yeah. It was like a level 5, bro. I didn't even know they had a level 5. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Okay. So you're in Texas, around middle school,
Yeah.
and then I'm assuming you make your way back to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
How was that experience like?
It was my puppy love, bro. Brought me back to LA. I was being with my baby mother to this day. I was being with her when I went away. I was trying to, keep myself away from getting caught with the system. And the love brought me back, bro. I kept saying I'm going to stay out there until I clear everything up and all that. But I ended up falling into it. And I came back because I was in love with her. Puppy love brought me back, bro. And the whole transition is how I got back to California.
Most definitely, man. I mean, you know what they say, man. Love is blind, and love sure makes you do some crazy ass
stuff, huh?
shit. But
Yeah.
I mean, okay,
Yeah.
you come back for you're somebody that you love, and you're in Whittier, and
Yeah.
how are things like now? How's it looking on a daily basis?
When I got back from Texas,
Yeah.
I was still on the run from the system. I ended up turning myself in, bro. But the only way I did was I met my road dog through basketball. I was a basketball player growing up, and when I met him, he got me connected to bringing me into his household. So the whole deal was his mother was willing to adopt me, pretty much take guardianship.
Okay.
So she went, she did the paperwork, and they told her if I turned myself in, that I wouldn't go to juvenile hall and all that other stuff, that she can be my caretaker. So I went, and then that's when I tried high school out again, you know. So now I'm going to continuation,
Okay.
and then just trying to move and move through the city, you know, make my way, do my thing. And then 17, that's when my baby mother was pregnant. So
Okay.
you know,
Yeah. You being in love with basketball, who are some players that you idolize, or what's a team that you know that you're rocking with?
man, everybody's gonna hate me for this one, but I grew up a long time since I was old enough to know basketball, a Clipper fan.
Oh,
Yeah,
come on,
for
man.
real. That's dead serious.
I say the interview was done, bro.
Hey, tell me something new, man. I went to a restaurant the other day. It was time for the Clippers.
Yeah.
And I told my boy, hey, watch this. And he's like, what? And the waitress comes to the table. And I'm like, hey, boss, I know you never hear this, you know, but by any chance, can I get that Clipper game turned on?
Yeah.
And he told me, nah, right? so I'm like, I'm over here like, what you mean, nah, bro? Like, I'm cool, I'm respectful, but I thought he was serious. And he starts laughing. He's like, man, the Clippers. I'm like, bro, I got the squad tatted on my back, you know, the original logo, you know.
Okay. Hey, well, I will say this: you're not alone, man, because my boy Doughboy Tony, he a big time Clipper fan.
Oh
too.
Yeah, man, that's love, bro.
So that's another dude that's lost in the sauce, man. But hey, so you're not alone. Nah, but for sure. But okay, so you grow up playing basketball. Again, who are some players that you idolizing?
Man, of all time, I've always loved Allen Iverson, you know. And then as far as players, Kyrie Irving. I like Kyrie Irving, Jamal Crawford. I like I like a lot of course, LeBron, you know, Kobe of all time, you know, MJ and stuff like that. But as far as in this game right now, I really my go-to, like, my player is Kyrie Irving. I like Kyrie Irving, bro.
Well, as far as the Clippers, you guys recently signed James Harden.
Yeah.
Do you feel like he's a perfect you know, a piece of the puzzle?
Man, I was actually happy about it. Before we were gonna do it, I was worried because our star players are always injured,
Right?
You know. But when we got them, I was like, cool, I'm excited. You know, I want to see where it goes. Well, our last 2 games that we've had them, we've actually lost the games, you know. So with me, it's like I don't know if he messed up the chemistry or what really happened, but I'm trying to see if they could get the wheels rolling, you know.
Right.
But I mean, it's not to a start. He's been playing pretty good though. He's been doing all right, but I think he might have messed up the chemistry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely, man. No doubt. So what's it called? Okay, so but obviously, you know, you being a rap artist, obviously, you know, you're in love with the music.
Right.
When did that start?
The music started, I remember, man, I was like, I think I was when I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I was still, me and my mom, we were doing bad at the time too. We were renting a room at a friend's garage or something.
Right.
And I remember I had my own little area, and I started falling in love with the music then because I was always rapping in my head or like writing down raps and showing like my homies and stuff. But that's when I started, like, I had a little radio and I would play the instrumentals, and then I had an iPad. I mean, an iPod, not an iPad. I would record my voice on the iPod with the instrumental on the speaker. Real rough, bro, and would drop it on SoundCloud. People started giving feedback like, hey, bro, you could rap.
Yeah.
But I thought at that time the quality was nice, but it was bad, you know?
But I mean, who are some artists that you were listening to?
Man, growing up, man, Tupac, you know, Tupac. I was listening to like old school stuff like Dr. Dre, you know, regular like stuff. I listen to a lot of oldies, but as far as rappers, man, let's see, I'm a lot Drake, YG, like it's like it varies, bro. And I like a lot of R&B, so it wouldn't even like reflect much on some of my verses, you know.
Right. Definitely, because I mean, you know, obviously our era is different. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, of course we got the Tupacs, the Snoop Dogg's, and all that, but obviously our era is a lot different. You know, again, because Drake, a lot of people talk down on Drake, but Drake, I mean, he has a lot of bangers under his belt.
Yeah, and the thing is too is because some people say that some of his stuff is written from, but it doesn't change the fact, for me at least, like the delivery and when you hear a track and I'm just like, by every bar I'm mind blown. I'm like, man, you know. But even like, Dom Kennedy. There's a rapper named Joyner Lucas. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, of course.
Man, Joyner Lucas. Like, I like all those type of songs with it's more of like they're lyrically like J. Cole, you know, but it's putting out something that's got a message in a sense, you know. Or they could turn a song for females into a straight song. Like, did you hear what he said? You know, like that's what I lean towards, bro. You know.
But a question that I usually ask every artist, because again, I mean, you love music.
Yeah.
I love music as well.
Right.
But I mean, it's safe to say I'm not talented,
Right,
you know.
right.
So when did you take initiative to be like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try, and what is it that caused that?
When I got out of prison, and it was just when I was in there, I didn't even go into the system as, oh, he's the rapper. I
Yeah.
started pressing the issue, saying, hey, I'm a rapper. So I was kind of pulling that card, and it wasn't even official. But when I came home is when I really started like, oh, I need to put this out there. I need to
Okay.
put the music out there and give it a try. That's when I started pushing it on all platforms and going the actual right route with it, you know.
Right. So you went to prison.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, what age was that?
I went to prison. I was still 17.
17?
Yeah, I was tried as an adult.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, right around that time that my daughter was born.
Yeah.
And it led up. It was still like 5 months to my 18th birthday, but I was still fighting my case already.
Right.
So they knew they were gonna try me as an adult, you know.
Yeah.
I was in the county for a while, and then I went to prison, bro. But it was around that age.
Man, and can you take us back to that day? Can you take us, because obviously I'm pretty sure that's a day to remember.
Yeah.
Your last day of freedom prior to, it was what, 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years.
4
yeah.
years. So I mean, you wake up, you know, talk to us, you walk us through the whole day.
Yeah,
if you can.
At that time, I was working at the metal sheet union,
Okay.
local 170 it was, and I went to work, normal program. I came home, and then I was on my way to get a haircut. It was a Friday. I was on my way to get a haircut, and then on my way to get the haircut, I got caught up in a whole different lane, and it went from there, bro. It was supposed to be a normal day. I actually planned to take my little girl and my baby's mother, you know, somewhere nice for the weekend that day. I remember. That's how quick, you know, the events changed. But that's
Yeah.
what I remember. It was a normal day, Friday, coming from work, and you know, I was taking a shower, getting ready to go. No, actually, I was getting ready to go get my haircut, then shower. But it was a wrap, bro. After that.
And what does that do to your mental, knowing that, again, obviously you have all these plans of you having a great day,
Yeah.
but suddenly, you know, you're in handcuffs. You know, what are some things that you're going through mentally as that happens?
Man, I'm wishing that I could have done something different, like every human being would, you know. But I mean, in my mind, it didn't seem real, you know. And then I'm thinking, because I never been incarcerated prior to that, I never even been in handcuffs before that, you know. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna be all right, you know.
Right.
This is nothing. Like, I'm cool. I'm just in the back of a car. That's it, you know. Like, or I'm gonna go to the station and they're gonna let me out or whatever, you know.
Right.
But it's not real yet, you know. It's not processing for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a process for you, and when it's all said and done, if the judge sentences you to 4 years, what does that feel like, man? What does that to your soul? What does that do to your soul, knowing that you have to do 4 years?
I was happy, bro. I was fighting 33 years with 8 months. I got sentenced to 6 years with 85%, but I was fighting my case for a long enough time, and
Right.
then so I got time served. You know, I
Yeah.
wasn't out on bail, so realistically, I had like 4 years, 8 months remaining in my sentence.
Yeah.
But I got my GED on the inside. It takes time off. I did like parenting class, whatever I could. I capitalized. You know, I capitalized on whatever I could on the inside to come home. You know, I wanted to make it home, but I wasn't
Right.
trying to put on the front like, hey, I'm Mr. Big Time, you know. I just
Yeah.
keep my head on the swivel, do what I gotta do, and play my part and get home.
Is it a guilt trip? By that I mean, like, obviously, you know, your baby is freshly born. You know,
Yeah.
you're brand new pops, but
Yeah.
you out here doing 4 years. Do you feel guilty knowing that you're in jail, but you know your daughter has to be without her pops?
It ate me up every day, bro. Like, and to me, it was hard to like process these feelings because I'm still a kid myself. You know, I was just turned 18. I was not knowing how to really like gather my thoughts, you know, and then I'm in here in a whole different world where you can't really show those type of emotions much, you know. And it's like I try to just keep my mind right, but it was hurting, bro. And every night before I go to sleep, you know, it sounds like a movie, but I would literally think like, man, well, I could have done this different, you know, or my little girl, you know, I gotta get home. But again, bro, when I got that time, when I took that deal, I was more happy than anything because I
Yeah.
was worried like I'm gonna be gone for
Yeah.
a stretch. It's a wrap, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, just obviously, just to know that you coming back home, that's the bright light and at
Oh
the
yeah,
end of the tunnel.
yeah. So really, what it was is I knew, okay, when I finally accepted it, like I'm gonna sit down for a while, but minor setback, major comeback. You know, like I gotta become a better man now. I gotta really shape myself. So I was actually kind of grateful for that situation, bro, because remember, I had no guidance.
Right.
So in there, it was like I got the right structure as far as like from the right people,
Yeah.
and really self-reflecting. And it's like, you know, it's intense as it gets when it comes to life, bro. So it molded me to a better man, you know.
Is there anybody in there that showed you mad love that maybe, you know, you want to go ahead and give a shout out to?
There's a lot of homies, man. Just a lot of good homies. For reasons of, I don't know if they would want me to throw their names out there, but just a lot of older homies. You know, a lot of older homies that were showing a lot of love. You know, because in there it's a animalistic world, so you could get sucked in real quick. You know, and led the wrong way.
Most definitely.
But there is homies that a lot of them who done a lot of time or are doing a lot of time. They see the youngsters like myself, and they got kids that are my age, you know?
Yeah.
So they know, like, if this homie has a chance right here, I'm going to give him some klecha, you know?
Yeah.
So to me, a lot of love to all the homies, you know, that are solid still, you know, doing their thing, you know?
So being locked up, that's when you finally gave a chance to go ahead and start writing lyrics?
Yeah, all the time. But to keep it real with you, I wrote a lot of rhymes. I would write them in there, and I would rap them to everybody. When I got tired of it, I throw it away. So I'm not like one of the, you would think like, damn, you came home with songs. Nah, bro, I would just write in there, like rap them on the tier, rap them to homies, or do what I do, and then I just crumble it or whatever, get rid of it, start a new notebook. You know, it wasn't like I'm taking this home here and I'm gonna record tracks.
Right.
Because your mindset's different in there. You know, I could have been in there talking about incarceration. Right. You know, you come home and you eat a good meal and you see women. Now you're talking a love song. You know.
Yeah.
So it's more. It's just the mind. I'd rather be in the moment with my music, you know.
Yeah, most definitely, man. So so you know, after 4 years, you come out, right? And after, at least to my understanding, all the lyrics that you wrote, you're like, you know what, I'm good at this. I'm gonna give this out. I'm gonna give this a shot, right? So, how soon till you start, you know, taking it very serious?
Man, I would say I came home September 2019. I dropped. When I started taking it serious, I say February 2020, shortly after. That's when I was like, I'm going to push this. I'm going to do the music the right way, quality, studio. I never even been in the studio, you know.
Right.
Like, I'm going to do all the right way, you know. Covers from my music, videos, you know, and promote myself as an artist, you know.
Right. Okay, so 2020, right? And 3 years later, again, you know, you went ahead and you dropped your debut album, Ventilation. And I went ahead and I searched up the meaning to ventilation. So in case anybody doesn't know, that's the provision of fresh air to a room, building, right? Ventilation. Why did you go ahead and choose that as your title for your album?
It was from perfect for what we just spoke about, man. Ventilation was that, for me, getting off that fresh new start, fresh air. I could breathe now, you know, venting off a lot of feelings I held inside that I was ready to get rolling as far as freedom, you know, and just a lot of stuff that's coped up in the inner body, you know, just venting them off. And that's what I needed for my first project. I needed that ventilation before I start doing other stuff. I got to get off what I feel, you know.
Yeah, nah, most definitely. And again, you know, somebody that talks very highly of you is my boy Fearless One. And in case you guys don't know, Fearless One was actually the first one to bless the mic here at the new studio.
That's my brother.
And it's safe to say that he went ahead and created he's a trendsetter, because after that, you know, we kept running it back, you know. So I want to give a shout out to my boy Fearless One. But talk to me about how you met Fearless One.
Man, how I met Fearless One, it's a trip. Social media was the main factor, but through our other boy Lex Lucrative, you know, shout out to him. And how it all started, like from the gate, was I got a liquor store right by my grandmother's pad where I was staying, and I went into the liquor store, and then Lex Lucrative came in, but I didn't know him personally at the time, you know. So we crossed paths, and then I seen him, and then I was like, I forgot who acknowledged each other first, but we recognized each other through the social media. Like, hey, you're that rapper, you know? Like, oh yeah, you too. And it was just a quick, like, let me get your contact, you know? I see you. And me and Lex were starting to chop it up a lot. But one day they were on their way to something, some event or something, and we were talking that we're in making for a song. You know, we got to get some music going. Right. And he brought Fearless with him. Okay. So I met him through Lex, because I brought him into my spot, and we had such a good conversation and little cypher sessions, rapping on beats, that they didn't want to go to the event, bro. We stood at the pad in the living room. Yeah. But I met Fearless through Lex is the point, you know. Yeah. Shout out Lex Lucrative too, man.
Yeah, nah, most definitely, man. And you know what? I want to take the time right now to go ahead and make an announcement. You know, again, everybody, man, Saturday, November 18th at 12 at noon, we're going to go ahead and have a turkey giveaway. So if you guys want to stop by at Tierra Street Park, we're gonna have haircuts, jumpers, petting zoo, man. Come through with your sancha, whatever it is, man. Come through, bring the kids, bring the step kids, and have a good time. And pretty much we want to go ahead and give out to everybody. We're trying to give back to the community, and if you guys want to go ahead and bless us with any donations, we'll truly gratefully appreciate it. We have the Cash App right there. So again, November 18th, man, save the date, at 12 at noon. We're going to go ahead and have haircuts, jumpers, a petting zoo, cars on display, and more. Come through, man. Feel free to come through North Hollywood, and it's definitely going to be a great time. So, D. Romeo, like I said, man, right now, so talk to me about, you have your debut album, so, what's the goals for music, man?
The goals, man, is I want to really build in a good, like, solid support system,
right,
to where I can make a change, bro. I gotta aim for the stars, so I'm trying to make a real impact on my people, and I want to show younger people, younger kids and stuff that been through my situation at the time, the way out, just a real big influence,
right,
and of course financially get better, financially with the music streaming and just events and venues and all that. But really, I want to be more noticed, so that people can feel my message. I feel like I got something to say, and it would really benefit to a lot of our people and other races and just the young cats growing up.
Yeah. Going back to ventilation, right? Yeah. The whole project and all, like, is there a certain message that you're like pushing behind it? Is there, like, break it down to us? Is it like more so different stories throughout every song?
It's pretty much what I did with it. So my name's D. Romeo, right?
Okay.
My middle name is Romeo. My first name is Dennis. That's where D. Romeo comes from. So what I did with the album really was, I see there's a little bit of like smooth R&B love music. That's my Romeo side, pretty much, And with the other side, it was just pretty much my history coming up, my trials and tribulations. But I'm still keeping it real and showing how you can go through any type of obstacle and make something out of it, So the whole point of the project was just being true to myself, and anybody who's going through certain things in those moments, they got something they could listen to, and they're like, man, like, this gives me hope, or this is motivating to me, So it's really just, it's big time for me with that album, because I felt like pretty much if this was my last project, and God forbid it's lights out for me, this is what they heard from me,
Right.
This is what D. Romeo gave them before he headed out,
Yeah.
So,
is there any tracks that maybe stand out to you more so than the others?
Yeah, man, that outro is called Ventilation of the project,
Yeah.
That one, I felt like it was a chance for me to really, when I recorded the song, you feel that, in your throat, and it's like, ooh, it gives you the chills. Like, when I started laying that song down and I heard it to myself, it made me feel like that's somebody else speaking to my soul, It was crazy. Like, that one means a lot to me, bro.
So talk to me about what's your thought process recording these tracks, is there, do you have certain remedies that you do? I mean, a lot of artists, nowadays, they like to go ahead and either get drunk, some type of way, be, like, whether it's off the weed, or what I'm trying to say, right? How about you, man? Like, how are you approaching the studio?
To be honest, when I hit the studio, I tried. I mainly drink, I don't smoke a lot because my tolerance is low for it, but I drink. I try to be one of the artists that pull up to the studio and see how my nerves feel after drink, and kind of get loose. But really what works for me is regular water, or juice, some snacks, pulling up to the studio and just staying focused. I can't be also like, when I first started the studio, I had a big group, in there vibing with me. That knocked me off my whole game, I got to be in there, maybe one or two people who understand music too, that are listening. And it's just more of a real focus, locked in, me and my engineer, and hey, this is what we're doing, and no distractions. That's how my program runs really with my studio sessions,
Yeah, so as far as writing goes, does that come easy to you? Are you more so a type of artist to freestyle? You like to write more?
I like to write more, but also I have songs where I play the beat, I go in the studio, and there's times where I'll just lay a couple bars, verses, and then I'll tell my engineer, like, hey, keep that. Like, I'm gonna just keep flowing. There's times, but what I find the beauty in is writing my songs,
Right.
Like, I like to really make the project all come together and make sense, and You know, freestyling is dope, bro. There's artists who can do that, and it's like, man, that's crazy. But for me personally, I find joy in like creating the project, you know, like from start to finish, and kind of like designing it, you know, like I'm designing a masterpiece. That's how it feels, you know.
Because I kind of get confused, but I do know there's some artists that they already have the lyrics written.
Yeah.
And they're able to go ahead and I guess I don't know how it goes, but maybe they play certain beats and like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. That I get what you're saying. That works for me sometimes too. What it is, they're like, I write so much, like on my way home from work in my truck or something. Like I'll throw a couple notes on the phone. I write so much stuff that it'll be in different brackets of my notes.
Right.
And then you'll come to a beat, and then you'll go back to your stuff, and you're like, oh, this works. This is perfect.
Yeah.
It just so happens to work out. There'll be a perfect beat in a song, and you might do a feature, and it's a certain subject. You go back to your portfolio, and you're like, there it is right there. I don't even got to write much more. Yeah. But that's what comes with writing a lot. You know, you just write. Whatever's on your mind is going to make sense, you know?
Yeah. So back to Ventilation, is there any other artists that were featured in this project?
Yeah, man, one and only Fearless One. He got like 3 features on, there's 3 songs. I got my boy Perp Life. Hey, shout out to my boy Perp Life. He's actually in the military, you know, so respect that and stuff. I appreciate him for his service. And he's on there. Also, who else do I got? Oh, The Breakup. He's my engineer, bro.
Okay.
Shout out to my producer, my engineer. You know, I can't never take it less. I got to give the credit to my engineer. He's the one that does the music and stuff, you know, does the magic behind the tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure, man. Dude, nah, that's definitely dope, man. But okay, so you know, Fearless One, you know, you talked about your engineer right now. You said okay.
Yeah, Fearless One, my engineer, The Breakup. I had him get on a song with me, bro, and that dude, he's a masterpiece, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. A lot of credit to him for everything he does with me. The Breakup.
Yeah. So on social media, man, you have a big following on TikTok and Instagram as well. You know how did all that started, man? Like you out here posting certain selfies, you know, certain thirst traps. What's going on, man?
Hey, yeah, to tell you the truth, how it went. My Instagram, I came home. I think I had a little under. I think I had 10,000 followers or something when I started pushing my music.
Right.
But what really helped me out was the TikTok, bro. I literally just started making videos of like, I always wanted to be an actor. So I started doing like voiceovers of other movies, or I started doing like characters from a show. Yeah. And then next thing you know, I wake up in the morning, 1.2 million views. And everybody's like, oh, this is this. And like, you look like this person. There's a show called The Good Girls. And there's a guy in it called Rio. And for some reason that blew up a whole lot. They say that I look and we talk a lot alike and stuff. So I kept saying, let me get a role, you know? But TikTok blew up, bro. It started stacking followers, and then they started gravitating towards my Instagram. That's where they didn't even know I was a music artist. I'll be in the mall, bro, and some people will be like on the phone, like, is this you? And all that? Yeah. And they're like, you're a TikToker. I'm like, all right, it works. I'm a music artist, but if I'm a TikToker, that works too, you know?
So be it. So you said that you wanted to be an actor.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah? So, I mean, is that something that, because me, dude, like, I always wonder, like, how can you trust an actor?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, these dudes act so good. Like, how do you know when he's capping, when he's saying the truth?
Yeah.
Right? So, what are some roles that you feel like you'll put in work in, you know, more so horror movies, action movies, funny movies, what?
Like those action drama.
Yeah.
Like the ones where the character is like going through the streets and all that, but he's like, he ends up, how do you say it, like making an influence somehow. I don't know. Like say his daughter got kidnapped or something, and the whole way back to go get her, he was on some real shit, you know. And they're like, damn, this was a trip, like that, you know?
Who's an actor that you look up to,
man?
Or who's somebody you could give us their best impression right now?
Oh man, that's tough. Oh yeah, I could do the Rio.
Get it? Let's see. Where you at?
Hey, this is the funniest thing. All he does is this, and you're gonna be like, that's it. But he goes, get in the car, Elizabeth. That's all he does. Hey, that's it. And people love it. I did a TikTok like that. Yeah. People were like, this is crazy, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
man. How he talks though.
So are you a big movie guy?
I watch a lot of movies, but I'm not good with knowing the actors' names or like the directors and stuff like that, you know. But as far as movies, I do like watching them. Yeah, like I have, you know, if I'm thinking like, damn, I feel like watching this movie right now, or I'm in the mood, like Redbox movies, you know, go grab something, you know. But not as far as knowing like the names of the actors, nah, I'm just good with the names of the movies, you know.
I feel it, man. And I mean, hey, Netflix is not making it any easier. These dudes keep bumping up
Raising
their
the
prices.
price. They're getting cold, huh?
Jeez, goddamn, man. You know,
Now they know if you're using someone else's account too, you gotta
yeah.
have your own account.
Like, man, I need that plug. Anybody got that? What's it called? Fire Stick?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, anybody got in the live check out that Fire Stick, man? Tap
shoot
in
it
with your
this
boy
way,
Notorious. You know, we'll negotiate. We'll have a free photo shoot. You just hook me up, you know, with a Fire Stick. But nah, man, damn, that's dope, bro. So right now, let's just say, okay, let's just say on one side that you have an opportunity to go ahead and feature in a movie, come out in a movie, right?
Right.
But then on the other side, you have an opportunity to maybe work with somebody like Dr. Dre, but it's all in the same day. Where you going at, D. Romeo?
Man, that's a good one. Excuse me, that's a good one right there. Man, the movie or the song, I might have to go with, if it's a big artist, I might have to go with the song, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I might have to go with the song because the acting part, it was like all an interest, but I feel like the music was in my heart. You get me?
Yeah.
The acting was like, man, that'd be cool, but music is like, this is what I'm doing, you know?
Nah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's safe to say that obviously music is very therapeutic to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It really is, man. It helps me, like, for a long time. Like, I battled with, depression, anxiety, all that stuff, and I embrace it, bro. I put it out on my social media. I know it sounds like a soft spot, you know, but when I make music and then I play it to myself, it almost feels like if no one understands, when you listen to my own songs, I'm like, dang, he understands, but it's me. It's a trip, you know? That's what I write the music for.
Speaking of depression, what is something that you do to go ahead and like, because I mean, I feel like, man, you know, nowadays, well, in case you didn't know, the month of November is men's mental health awareness, right? And I mean, there's a lot of people, you know, going through depression. You know, what are some things that help you, you know, maybe put you in a better mindset?
You want to know what's a trip? What helps me with my depression is making other people happy. It's crazy, huh? Like helping out other people, maybe even doing something productive, making somebody else's day, whatever it is. I kind of feed off of the happiness, or just doing something kind, you know. That, or getting like a physical activity like sports, you know, basketball, doing something, maybe going for a run, a little, you know. I like hiking too, bro. Hiking's cool. Just getting my mind right, bro. Seeing my kids, you know, and just anything that's, you know, the kids have no worries. They're always happy. So surrounding myself with that type of stuff. But I think the main thing, bro, that works for me, that sounds pretty trippy, is helping somebody else, making their day, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. And speak to me the importance of being a father.
It's very important, man, and it's crucial, bro. It molds them to what they're gonna be, you know. It's the foundation. Is whatever you're doing, you're like their superhero, you know. So everything you do, they want to be like it, or they take after it, you know. So it's major to me, bro. I think it's very important. It is important, you know.
Yeah.
You're building that foundation for what you're molding them to grow into, you know.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest. See, I became a pops at 22, which is, you know, I mean, it's not, you know, like Mexican young. You feel what I'm saying? But I mean, it's young. But I mean, truthfully, man, there's a lot of times where I tend to get frustrated myself. You know, maybe there's times where I feel like I don't know, man. Like I have two daughters, bro. So that's my heart, man. That's my soft spot, you know. And I stay thinking about my daughters 24/7. It don't matter where I'm at. I'm always like, I could just see their face, man, crystal clear. And you know, there's a lot of times where on a daily, I'm like analyzing the day. Like, okay, maybe I should have done this better. Maybe I should have treated them like this better. But in the world right now, where I mean, it's crazy, bro. Nowadays, you see crazy stuff on YouTube, on the TikToks, on Instagram. You know, like how important is it, like keeping your kids away from what's going on?
Well, for me, what's a trip is like my way of doing it is, I might show my child like something purposely. I might show them what's wrong. Like I might show them a wrong situation and show them why I don't want them falling into that, or why they shouldn't watch that, or whatever it is. The reason behind it, so they understand, you know?
Yeah.
And then that's just more of my way. Like almost say, like, an example, it's a little off topic, but the same subject. Like, they do something bad. Yeah. It's like, this is, you know, the consequence you're getting for it, but let me teach you why you're getting this consequence, so you learn from it. You know what I'm saying? It's just more of a, with what's going on in the world, whatever my strategy was as I went, all I could say is, you know, they know, like, if something pops up on the iPad, like, oh, I gotta scroll past that, you know, it's a trip, you know. Yeah.
It's crazy because I mean, you definitely gotta as a parent, you gotta be behind your kids because again, you never know. Like you think it's something cool as even YouTube.
Yeah.
And I mean, bro, there's some reels that are fucking bananas,
And they,
bro.
they even make the cartoons start doing stuff. Huh? Yeah.
Look, one thing that's big in this I mean, I'm pretty sure maybe you and any other parent out there like Roblox.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. You know, my daughters have iPads. I have my phone. Man, we be going, you know, putting in work on Roblox, right?
Yeah.
But then I started painting. The more that I pay attention. I mean, I mean, who knows? Because it's crazy. Because I mean, I'm a grown ass man, and as wrong as this sounds, I'm playing. Obviously, I'm playing with my kids, so my intentions are right.
Yeah.
But who's to say that? You know, like some funny stuff is going out there. So that's something that I kind of like put an end to, man. Even though we love Roblox, I tell my daughters, if I'm not playing, then you guys are not playing.
Yeah. Well, it gets tricky because you pointed that out perfect, bro. In our mind, in our heart, it's like it's just a game. We're supposed to get on here and play a game. But then you got some people that are, you know, for the wrong reasons, they hop on there and they do some weird stuff. But I hear about that too. Start messaging, acting like they're a kid, huh, or something. That stuff's scary, bro. Because you see, I tell you earlier, I'm trying to be real strategic with my moves so I can move right. If something like that happens and it's involved with my child, as a man, as a father, you're gonna turn into an animal, bro. Put your whole life at stake, you know? And you're like, you worry about those things. That stuff gets scary, you know?
So what do you have? Do you have you know, girls, boys?
I got an 8-year-old little girl, and then I got my boy.
Okay,
he's 7 months. You know?
got the perfect pair.
Yeah.
Like so that's something that's tricky. Obviously, I'm a man.
Right.
I know I have a man's mentality. Obviously, you know, everything, bro. So I have 2 daughters, man. I was blessed with 2 beautiful daughters, and it's scary, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's scary because obviously I know life as a man's perspective, and you know, and man, bro, like to have 2 daughters is I just try my best every day to try to lace them up with game and try to show them the ropes and whatever the case is, because you know, I mean, like I said, bro, like it's like I'm getting another chance at life, but as but in a woman's perspective way, though. So it's different. So in the sense, I mean, it makes me respect women. Like my perspective towards women is different now.
For real. And you know, they say this one stuck with me, bro, when my daughter was born. I forgot where I picked up the quote, but I swear, bro, it stuck with me. They say you're not a man until you raise a daughter.
Right.
That's crazy. And it stuck with me, bro. And to this day, I have so many different ways of looking at it, but it makes sense. And it's like, dang, you're raising a whole nother gender, a woman that you like at life, you fall in love with a woman, you know? So it's like, it's a whole nother world. So when I heard that, I think I read it up actually in prison or something. I was always reading like wisdom books, you know? But when I heard that one or when I read it, I was like, man, that stuck with me. That's a trip, you know?
And it's a different type of love because again, man, you know, like, that belongs to you. Like, you could have your girl, you know, but that's your daughter's. That's your girl, bro. That belongs to you. And of course, you know, a mother love is everything. You know, that's top tier. But you know, that daughter love, I think that's where it's at.
It's powerful, man.
Yeah,
for real.
Definitely. I mean, shoot, like I said, man, my daughters had me on the floor, man. I'm over here fucking coloring, bro. They're out here, you know, the whole 9, bro. Like,
hey, those are those moments they're never gonna forget, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, most definitely, like I said, that's, you know, like just little thing, and it's true, bro. Like, and although, you know, obviously, you know, we're on YouTube. I mean, obviously, you know, our goal is to go ahead and gravitate everybody to tap in, but even sticking on the phone, bro, like I feel like that's something that nowadays everybody's doing it. And which is cool, I understand, right? But you trying to network and whatever the case is, but I feel like sometimes you kind of lose track of what's really going on in your daily life. And sometimes, man, you know, like I catch myself, bro, because obviously, you know, me doing photography, being on the podcast, you know, I'm trying my best to you know, pretty much be updated as to what's going on, what's happening, you know, who's doing what, you know, obviously like I'm in that world where I have to be up to date.
Yeah, for sure.
But nowadays a goal of mine is to just go ahead and try to just put the phone down, man, and just you know, at least try to dedicate some time to my daughters every day.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so you ever find yourself doing the same thing?
Yeah, and I try, but I always break in, bro. I break in, and it's like I think, you know, I told myself if I did it all those years and incarcerated, you can't have a phone, you know. It's like I did it for most of the time. Why can't I do it now? But you get so caught up, you know. But I try, and I definitely, even with her, I try to tell her put the gadgets down.
Yeah.
Let's go outside. You know, I can't let you forget about how it was to be outside playing as a kid. You know, all you think about is the iPad and they can't live without it, bro. You know.
Yeah, definitely. But
Yeah.
so, that's one thing that I do, man. Like this is something corny that I do, and so me, I've always wanted to be like this reader. Like I don't know
Right.
why. Like I always thought like when somebody reads books, I feel like that's dope.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that's the key to success, you
Yeah.
know, because obviously by reading you go ahead and you're getting your mental
Yeah,
right.
that's real.
So I have this book that I've been reading forever, bro.
Yeah.
But I fake the funk and I act like I'm reading. But the only reason that I do that is because I want my daughters to see that and for them to read as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because again, man, like that's what I want my daughters to do, man. I want them to be intelligent.
Yeah.
I want them to be smart. So those are little things like I'll act like I'm reading, you know. But again, you know, I'll go ahead and set the timer.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just to know that my daughters are reading,
Yeah.
like that's at the end of the day, that's the goal.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, you know, that's dope. I admire that, bro, because stuff like that is what's needed these days, bro. And
Right.
it's cool to see that people still do things like that, man. And it's important, you know, to have that type of discipline.
Yeah.
And it's gonna pay off, bro. You know, and in the long run, you're gonna be like, man, that's cool. It worked, you know.
Yeah, man. And I mean, me right now, so pretty much I'm going through something called co-parenting.
Right,
and
right.
it's tough, though.
Right.
It's tough because for a long time, I'm blessed. I grew up with both of my parents. So,
Right.
and I know what that meant to me.
Yeah,
I know how good that is to see my parents still together to this day.
Right.
And, you know, like it's kind of the fact that I'm, you know, for whatever reason going through what I'm going through, it's kind of tricky, bro. But it's unfortunate, but it just makes me kind of like be tighter with my daughter.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's man, being a parent is cool, and it sucks though, cause sometimes, you know, like you see some dudes that they don't even care about their kids.
Yeah,
And
and you're like, man,
like,
if
what
I
the
had it,
fuck?
like,
Yeah, like, that's
like,
crazy,
man, I would
man.
kill to have a whole day
Yeah.
with mine. Yeah,
Nah,
that's
most-
real. I know what that's like, bro. I've been on that same train back and forth so many times,
Yeah.
man. It gets hard, and
Yeah.
then, you know, people might not agree, but I feel like as a man, we're always painted as the bad picture, you know.
Yeah, nah, definitely. Then we got some oldies bumping in the background. What's going on?
We got some oldies in the back.
back.
Where they at?
Hey, but
Somebody
okay.
passing by in a lowrider outside.
So 2023, man, 2023, right? Do you feel as though that when it comes to music, you feel as though you did what you had to do?
Yeah, to a long extent, bro. But it's just more of, you know, it's just the music still playing.
Yeah.
You good? Who's bumping that music? Where's it
Shit,
at?
I don't know, man.
Got
What's-
music in the cut.
Yeah.
We good?
We
My
good, we
bad,
good.
y'all. But anyways, so as far as that, we're talking about what I did with 2023, right?
Right, yeah.
The music. I feel like I could have went a lot harder, bro, but due to financials, you know, it sets back. When you want quality with your music and all that stuff, it gets kind of like a little tough, you know?
Right.
I could have did a lot more if I had more funds, you know,
Yeah.
and money. But for what I did have to work with, I feel like I did a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive as being an independent artist, you know? It's real expensive, especially the lack of videos.
Yeah.
And I gotta get a shout out to Notorious One with the videos, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah, nah, that's right, man. And you know, like I said, bro, I mean, right off the bat, man, I see the talent, I see the potential. So again, you know, being a videographer, I mean, that's the perfect combination. You feel me? So most definitely, man, it's only right. So, you know, with 2023 coming to a close, obviously, you know, 2024, what's the goals? What's the dreams? What's the aspirations looking like?
Keep growing the support system, bro. The fan base, you know, the support system. Achieve a lot more, grow as a person every day, and then I'm already working on a whole nother project, bro. And just releasing, you know, singles. Let everybody know I'm still working, you know, but already in another project mode. And the plans is just look back on this day and just make sure that I grew, you know.
Yeah.
Make sure there was progress, you know.
Yeah.
And keep doing it.
Now, most definitely, man.
Yeah.
With D Romeo, man, is there anything that, you know, I didn't ask you that maybe you want to touch on, you want to talk about?
Nah, let me think, man. If I wanted, nah, man, that's talked about a lot of good things, bro. You know, just want to send my appreciation, you know, to everybody in the building that welcome me, you know.
Yeah,
and that's about, we covered a whole lot, bro, to my understanding.
Yeah,
At least I think so. And when you're in the moment, it's like I forget something. You know?
Yeah, nah, for sure, definitely, man. Well, hey, everybody, there it is, man. Like I said, man, you guys want great content. I'm giving you guys great content again. D Romeo, remember the motherfucking name, man. We're about to go. He's about to bless the mic right now for you guys, so you guys, you know, be on the lookout for that. I just want to say it like this: if nobody loves you, Notorious One loves you. With that being said, man, we out.
Run
Much
that.
love and respect, baby.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There it is. Hey.
Appreciate you, guys.
Sheesh.